It is reading the new moon in Aquarius. The new moon will begin on the 2nd of February 2022 at 6:49 European time. We have been in the era of Aquarius for a year, which will last for 20 years. 2022 is the year of the water tiger. In the feng shui horoscope, the tiger is a metal element. This means that this year will be a sharp one, which for some can be said to be very acute. There will be a wide variety of wounds, delicate and more serious wounds, which may even lead to hospitalization. I recommend caution on all levels of life, be it at work or at home. Considering the numerology on the full moon date, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 is a stable number, talking about 4 angles, walls, even a table stands on 4 legs, talking about a house, a family. However, not everyone has a happy family stabilization. One is missing the 4 angles, the walls that make up the house. Others are missing the one person to form a family, while others are missing both. Considering the year 2022, this is the number 6. If we add 6 to 4, it will give us 10. This is 1 amplified by 0. The full moon hour 6:49 is 6 plus 4 plus 9 is 19. 19 is nothing but 1 plus 9 equals 10. So we have a second 10, 1 amplified by 0. 1 is the beginning of something new, or you are starting anew what has already happened in your life, but has not produced any fruit. Remember what you planted. If you go to new ones, leaving behind places that you should avoid, people who don't want a serious loving relationship with you, come and go, and they only hurt. Then you will reap abundant harvests at the next full moon. If you stay in the old man, you are faced with a natural disaster again. Nothing will change. It will be as it was, and only your loved ones will suffer again. Once upon a time I heard the statement that love is devastating. If something is destroying you, only you are destroying yourself. Allowing others to rule your life. Love is beautiful and gives strength and power and scares away evil demons, even those in human skin. It is for those to whom such a demon constantly comes and, with your consent, creates ashes from your life. But these 2 numbers, 1 plus 1, are equal to 2. 2 is the choice number. This job, or that job, this person or that, is where you are, or different. Better. 1 without worries or problems, this way of life, or another. The choice is yours. The first card is the Hermit, thinker, mediator of his own life. You are already tired of what is happening around you. You have enough of your old job, people who do not help you, on the contrary, they always want something from you. Partners who do not know what they want, because they cannot or do not want to define themselves, they do not want to start a family. They feel best when they are not working and are getting benefits and help from you. They come, they go, and you don't really know what they are doing, who they are dating when they are not with you. And when someone goes out at night while you are asleep, it may be a sign that they did not get something from you and went to someone who fulfilled their wishes. In the morning you only find an empty place in bed and no information on why he left you. Neither command nor kiss my ass. Of course he won't write that. Because he doesn't want to burn the bridge behind him. You can always be useful to them. When there are no other options, you will be at hand. Then they will come with a silly smirk and they will soap your eyes again. When the soap gets into the eyes, we close them and thus we cannot see anything. So it will be with you. That is why the Erometer shows you to isolate yourself from the world for a while and delve into yourself. Consider the pros and cons and choose what you want to happen in your life when you have control over your life, and not when others control and manipulate you. They want to create your life so that they feel comfortable and safe, for example financially. This card tells you to open up to yourself and not to others, to bring the suns into your life, and thus gain new strength. Your energy will begin to vibrate upwards. Resting and taking care of yourself will help you recharge your batteries, and the universe will do the rest. Of course. If only you allow yourself to do so. The advice is not to feed the relationship, not to invest in that person. She also has 2 hands so she can earn for herself. There are some people who get paid in other ways, but at the present time it can be difficult given that there is an epidemic and people are afraid to get infected. And it is not about venereal diseases. The second card is the Dragon card. Looking at this card, it may be a message to people from the Dragon Age group, but not necessarily. You are like that little dragon. You can be hurt easily, even locked in a small cage. The Children's card confirms this. Children are trusting, they accept everything that is said to them, everything that is taught to them. Inadequate learning or interpretation of reality can undermine their faith and confidence. The wrong people can distort their concept of love. When such a small dragon becomes an adult dragon, he is not really a dangerous dragon, not only for himself, but also for his environment. Let's say you have 1, 3 or 5 heads. A good dragon always has 1 head that you should not lose just because someone has misinterpreted the outline of the world around you. It is certain that those dragons who have 3 or 5 heads will lose these heads. The metal is sharp and cuts like a sword. Heads will fly. You cannot imprison anyone against his will, be it physically or mentally. The advice is to take care of yourself differently without waiting for others to do it for you. If you let others take your life into their own hands, it's like signing a life contract. You do not roll with fear. Maybe for a short while, but someday you will have to pay for it. Take care of your inner child so that it never cries again. Even if no tears are coming, you are still crying. It is an internal cry that you may not be aware of. You can be joyful, happy and laugh with your full face. You can do what you want. You can travel and you don't have to be afraid of what the next day will bring. You certainly should not be afraid of the new one. Just leave the old ones behind and move forward without looking back. Be such a golden dragon, know your worth. Believe me, you are a valuable person. You have a good heart, only a wounded one. That's why you put a block on your heart and you don't let love enter it. You certainly don't listen to your intuition, since you trust strangers. More confidence in yourself will allow you to make the right decisions. Open up to love for yourself and you will become more attractive to others. From a caterpillar, turn into a beautiful butterfly. This is what transformation looks like. It is painless and will give you a luxurious life. Card 3 shows Halloween, night of demons and vampires, horror, nothing nice. Most of you are in this Halloween. You are haunted by demons of the past, demons from childhood. This makes you afraid to stick your head out of the shell in which you are locked, considering this place is your comfort zone. You have separated yourself from the world with such a thick wall and you do not let anyone approach you. You are afraid of what you do not know. Because you did not know it in childhood and it is strange to you. You give access only to those who remind you of those from your childhood, without even realizing how dangerous it is for you. It was then, and it is all the more dangerous now. If this card is drawn, it means you haven't got rid of your demons, your childhood shadows. It also means that you are still in the wrong place. On the wrong path. A road that is winding and doesn't show what's hiding behind the bend. And behind the bend, the devil is hiding and tempting you. So you follow these temptations without even realizing how dangerous it is for you. On this road there should be a sign, entry to the dangerous area is strictly forbidden. Entering this area is dangerous. After all, there is another way, a straight path, where you can see what is in front of you while you are standing. And there is the sun. An announcement of changes for the better, fortunately. Vampires also hit, but only for a short time, because the sun offends them, kills them. Sometimes you will meet a vampire, but not for long. You have to be careful not to feed him, just briefly, hello, part and you go on. If you have your own business, they aren't even at work. Life is easier then. Then it is advisable to wall yourself against what he wants you to be unhappy, to be slaves to those who do not like to work, but to rule, yes. It can also mean building a house to live in with your family, but only after you say goodbye to Halloween. Being in Halloween, you can only scare in the ruins of the castle. This Halloween is your untreated past. They are your demons of the past that are holding you down. It is unhealthy for you to be in this past, to feed this past with regret for what happened. Dear friends, it was, but it's past. It makes no sense to go back to that. You won't change that anymore, but you can change the present and give yourself love as a gift. Get out of what you no longer have control of and just close the door. Every time you open that door and go in there, you hurt yourself. The advice is to forgive and say goodbye to what has made your life a nightmare, not a beautiful sight for a better future. Close the door to those who come only to hurt you. If they create difficulties, call for help. Preferably someone you trust, to someone who can and will want to help you. The fourth card tells about loneliness. You are among people, but you feel lonely. You spend your evenings alone. Sometimes an outsider comes in, but not for long. Maybe for a day, 2. A week, and again you are alone with your negative emotions, thoughts, demons. Thoughts swirl in your head without giving any positive solution. That's why you are lonely. This card shows a woman who lives near the water, feeds birds, wild animals, because there is also a beautiful forest nature near this place. If I have to say what I feel, it is an unfulfilled, rejected woman who chose to live in solitude, because her man chose another woman, believing that the other woman was richer. But it's not like that. The one he chose is a poor person. She has no empathy, no compassion, no love to share with this man. That woman is already suffering or will be suffering from financial losses. The character of that chosen one gives much food for thought. A man may already be tired of this relationship. He thought that he won the lottery ticket, and thus began to suffer material, emotional and possibly health losses himself. That woman does not care for herself, and thus will not take care of him and the children. That woman only loves herself selfishly. Always for her. Always about her. Those are the rules of that woman. Hysterical, despotic, manipulative, narcissistic mantis, just as toxic as poison. She can poison it, and it does. That's the way that woman works. He is a spoiled, curdling kid. He forces everything to cry. But this man did not know about it then, because she put on a mask of such a sweet coquette and she hunted him with it. She was probably already making her plan then, just as a spider spins a spider's web to hunt a naive fly. Mitchell fell into this network and now he cries and pays. This woman will not love your children, only you matter to her. These women don't want to raise someone else's kids, won't look after them when you come over with your kids, won't cook a meal for them, won't play a board game with your kids, they just don't want to look after your kids. Such an action by such a woman should open your eyes that she will not be a good mother. What happens to the first woman? He works, develops, but lives alone. She is not adventurous. She is as happy as can be a lonely person. She lives each day as if it were to be her last day. She has forgiven herself, she has forgiven others, she has no anger towards anyone. She is always positive and smiles when the situation requires it. Then, when she was abandoned for another woman, she also lived near the water, but in a different place. You shouldn't look for it there. She chose the right path and went on that path alone. As she walks, she is waiting, waiting for you. One does not interfere with the other. You can do a lot of things while waiting for the one who has passed away. The cradle says that this woman does not feel fulfilled as a mother. It is as if her unborn children are missing. She is still young, only 45 years old. She hopes to bend over the cradle yet. Probably more than one woman was in such a situation and today they are not waiting anymore. They have arranged their lives, they have partners, even children. There are also women who have departed from their partners, but after some time said that they made a mistake. These women made an attempt to come back to start all over again. If you gentlemen rejected this contact, thinking to yourselves that you would punish the woman in this way, I say right away that it was a mistake. Women will not make a decision about contact with an immature man for the second time. They will definitely look for another partner and you will stay with your hand in the potty. Advice card. Do it for yourself so that there is always summer in your life, warm sun shines. So that you have all-inclusive, thank you for being there.